Ja, we staan hier naast een medewerker van Bungie. Hij gaat dus alles vertellen over Halo Reach. First of all, could you introduce yourself and introduce the game?
I'm Luke Smith, one of the designers at Bungie, and today we're showing off Halo Reach, which is our final Halo game, but also a prologue to Halo Combat Evolved. With Halo Reach, we're taking a little bit different approach. In previous Halo games, you've been setting the Master Chief's feet. In Reach, you're playing an all-new Spartan as a part of a series of Spartans called Noble Team. And you guys are going to sort of navigate through Reach, a planet which is under attack from the Covenant, and navigate through the perilous situations.
And if we look at the previous Halo games, where could you place Halo Reach in the storyline?
Halo Reach is, of course, a prologue. The events of Halo Reach will pretty much bookend neatly up to the beginning of Halo Combat Evolved.
All right, and will we be seeing any hints or sneak peeks at the things that were happening at Halo Combat Evolved, or is it just a standalone and we won't be seeing sort of a glimpse of Master Chief flying over your head?
There's probably going to be some sort of references. Obviously, we want to make sure that we tie it together as nicely as we can without. I mean, we'll tie it up. We'll tie it up neatly for everyone.
Right, and of course the multiplayer component of the game. It's been very, very popular at the previous games. What are you going to do about it to make it stand above Halo 3, if that's what you're trying to do?
Well, I think every single time we make a Halo game, we want to sort of one-up the last one. And I think in the case of our game Sandbox for Halo Reach, we took sort of things from, like, equipment from Halo 3, and we introduced armor abilities, which are sort of the next version of equipment. It's persistent, stays on your character. We think that's added a lot of longevity to the game. Of course, the fans will decide when the game comes out.
And in terms of new stuff you added to the game, we've seen you can select sort of classes. You have medic, you have the new abilities, jetpack, sprinting. What can we expect? Any crazy things about that?
So loadouts are just altogether totally a new introduction to the sandbox. When you die in multiplayer, if loadouts are enabled, a menu is going to pop up. You're going to select what you want to play as when you respawn. It's not so much a class-based system so much as it is like a slight level of gameplay customization for players. And of course today, looking at Firefight, which is our revamped version of Firefight, we're calling it Firefight 2.0. Yep. Incredibly deep customization options. You can set up things like what types of enemies are you going to fight, skulls, what sort of skulls you're going to activate.
And if we look at, we've got a point system. You can get credits,
yeah.
What's it called. What can you do with those? Can you buy new armor or get new stuff?
Yeah, so credits are the heart of our player investment system. You earn credits pretty much for doing all kinds of stuff in the game. We're still showing a very limited amount of what you can do to earn credits here today, but you're going to use those credits to spend on things like armor upgrade, armor in the armory, of course, firefight voices, all kinds of customization, armor effects, light your head on fire, crazy stuff.
Is this only going to impact the game on, if you buy a new armor on a Pyrrho level, or also on a...
Yeah, of course. All of our customization in Halo Reach is aesthetic, or in the case of voices, sound related. We don't want to do anything like we don't want to make a guy who's been playing the game for 3 years, like super powerful against a new guy. We're not interested in that.
And if we look at new multiplayer modes, what can we expect from the new things you've added into Halo Reach?
Well, all we're really talking about right now is what we've brought as far as what people played in the beta. So things like Headhunter. Yeah. I believe one of our multiplayer designers is working on a pretty sweet version of Rally Race on Forge World. It's a massive, it'll take you 6 or 7 minutes to complete a single lap. It's giant. So we're doing a lot of interesting stuff in that sphere.
All right, if we take a look back at the maps from the single player and multiplayer, what can you tell about that? Because they're upscaled, they're bigger, they're more detailed.
So our art bar has definitely gone up from Halo 3 to Halo Reach, but also we've ended up doing a thing where we're bringing back a bunch of classic maps. One of the avenues that we're doing that through is Forge World, which is a massive multiplayer space that we've then taken and sort of cut into different slices. So there's a slice of the map that is the Blood Gulch slice. Okay. There's a slice of the map that's a giant island with a huge tower in the middle of it, like a mountainous tower. There's another space for that's called the Rock, and the Rock, on top of the Rock, we're building Ascension. There's a sort of an elevated nook. Ascension was a Halo 2 map. There's a sort of an elevated nook that's encased by rocks, and we've rebuilt Sanctuary there. And we've got a version of Lockout that we're going to put out. Lockout, another Halo 2 map. So we've sort of brought back some classic maps. Then we've also, of course, introduced a bunch of new maps that are, like you alluded to, spaces taken from campaign, but it's actually worked worked sort of the opposite. We developed the spaces in multiplayer spaces, then worked with the mission designers to find a place for them to work in campaign.
All right, and then one of the major components of Halo 3 was the Forge mode. If we look at this, is it going to be included with Halo Reach?
Yeah, the Forge is absolutely returning. In fact, we've added all kinds of new tweaks and configurations to really take Forge into the next level. It's easier than ever to build your map. Forge World itself, like I was talking about earlier, is a massive playground. Tons of pieces. We're really excited to see what people are going to build with it. We've added a bunch of new core functionality to Forge World, or to Forge in general, like things like snapping to grid, things that used to take a really long time for players to do in Halo 3 to get two pieces to line up. We've added all kinds of tools to allow them to do that easier.
All right, if we take a look, Halo Reach is going to be your final Halo project, unfortunately. What can we expect in the future from you guys?
We're not here to really talk about what we're doing next. Of course, I think all we've said so far is we're excited to work in a new universe. We've got a brand new action game universe that we're going to be working on and unveiling over time.
What are your thoughts about other developers picking up your project, your baby child? What are your thoughts about that?
We're really excited to see what happens when people start developing Halos of their own.
But aren't you afraid that a lot of developers are going to just screw up the game, or going to?
We don't really think about stuff like that. Yeah. Microsoft's building a team to make Halo, and we're just excited to see what they do.
All right, thank you much for your time.
Absolutely.
Objective complete. Spartans win.